Hey, what's up guys? Radku here, back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, and today is going to be the $30 Sacred Beast Structure deck. So this deck is actually a very, very powerful control deck. It's a control OTK style where you stall out with some powerful cards until you have the chance to blindside your opponent and OTK them with some really powerful beaters. All of them have 4,000 attack except for Uriah. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into the deck profile. Very good deck, by the way. So starting things off, 2 copies of Raviel, 2 copies of Haman, and 1 copy of Uriah. So the reason I play this is because you can your main thing is that if you special summon your from the deck and you leave him on the field, you're gonna want to go into your Haman or Raviel, because I only play 3 traps in the deck, so Uriah isn't gonna be much in terms of attack and defense. And its effect isn't exactly the best. So really the only reason I play the 1 copy of it is so that I can use it for plays with the fusion plays. So yeah, it's a good option, but it's not exactly the best Sacred Beast you have. 1 copy of Raviel, Lord of Phantasm, Shimmering Scraper, or Scrapper, whatever that you want to call it. So this card is really good. It's basically a double attack for Raviel. Swing over huge things, and most turns you'll end with a pretty good control board. So being able to have that OTK style is really good. So for the for the beast cards, 3 copies of Dark Beckoning Beast. Dark Beckoning Beast is probably one of the best cards in your deck. It allows you to normal summon a fiend monster with 0 attack on top of your normal summon. And when it's summoned, you can search one of your monsters. Which that means you can search any monster that has Uriah, Haman, or Raviel in its name or card text. So that means you can search almost any monster in your deck, which is really, really powerful. And again, that extra normal summon really helps, especially with one of the cards I'll show you in a second. Chaos Summoning Beast, 3 copies of it. Definitely one of your best cards. The Summoning Beasts are amazing in this deck. This can allow you to tribute it to special summon any of the Sacred Beasts from your hand, ignoring their summoning conditions, and you can banish it from the graveyard to add 1 Fallen Paradise. Fallen Paradise is super, super good in this deck, because it's basically a pot of greed for this deck. Because you instantly summon it, and then you can banish it from your graveyard to go into some killer combos. So then I played 3 copies of Dark Summoning Beast. This is the card that I was saying that you can use really well with Dark Beckoning Beast, because this card is a level 5 monster, which means it needs 1 card tribute. So that means you can tribute that one to summon this out from your hand, and then summon a Sacred Beast from your deck, depending on what you have in your hand. So this can easily get you into your boards. You can search it with Dark Beckoning Beast and then go into some pretty good combos from there. So that's it for those. Now for the non-Sacred Beast monsters. 3 copies of Raiden the Interdimensional Multi-Dimensional Kaiju. The only Kaiju that came in the structure deck. I'm gonna put this in my side deck if I ever get a chance to, because this is probably the best Kaiju that I have right now. I'm waiting for Gamma Seal to get a reprint in one of these sets, but definitely need a Kaiju, because this deck can have some pretty high attack, definitely high enough to beat over Raiden. But if you have like a multi-negate board on your opponent's side of the field, then you can use those to swing over them. 3 copies of Danger Chupacabra. You're never going to be able to use your second effect of it, but you can use the draw and special summon effect. which is really good because it's a fiend monster and a free special summon. So you summon it in defense mode, and then you have a free tribute for Raviel, which most of this deck is geared towards summoning Raviel, but the summoning beast can summon them all out. So any of the tech monsters is used to summon Raviel. And 3 copies of Chaos Hunter. This was actually in some videos, not my videos, but some other videos, just how good it is. It's amazing. It's basically like it's like a one-sided, like it's super powerful. It's a free special summon, and this can keep your opponent from banishing monsters, which makes it kind of like a better artifact Lancia, which is really, really good. And that is it for the monsters. Chaos Hunter is definitely really, really good in this deck, because it's one of the only hand traps you have in this deck next to Shimmering Scraper. So that means that you can pretty effectively use it, and stopping your opponent's plays is super easy in this deck. Then 3 copies of Opening of the Spirit Gates. This card is amazing. This card is broken beyond belief. When it's activated, you can add 1 Uriah, or any of the other cards, in this deck, basically. Any of the monsters except for those last 3 that I showed you. Then you can, special summon 1 Fiend from your hand every turn. In addition to your normal summon. It's not a normal summon, it is a special summon, so you can't chain it with, like, Dark Beckoning Beast or anything. And then, at the end of, then once per turn, if you control a level 10 monster, you can add 1 continuous spell trap, or spell card from your deck to your hand, which you usually add your Cerulean Skyfire to your hand, which can, lock out your opponent so well. Then I play 2 copies of Fallen Paradise, which, on top of that, I do play 1 copy of Terraforming. So, basically 3 copies of Fallen Paradise. Fallen Paradise is broken, so this is part of your control style, with cards like Dark Beckoning, or Chaos Summoning Beast to search it. You can use it pretty consistently. That's why I play 3 copies of it in the deck. This is literally a pot of greed for Sacred Beast. Plus, your opponent cannot target any of your monsters, basically, if they're Sacred Beasts. And then you can search as a turn ender, just so that you have a draw 2 at, closer to the end of your turn. If your opponent negates it, doesn't really matter, because you'll still have a huge field presence, and in general, just really good. 3 copies of Pot of Desires. I'm so happy that this got a reprint in this set, because it's a really, really good card, and it's now super, super cheap. This is, like, one of your few draw spells next to, like, Danger Chupacabra and, your Fallen Paradise, which means that, this can definitely help up your consistency, but you're gonna want to be careful, because if you banish all your summoning beasts, you're screwed. Like, literally, you're screwed if you banish your summoning beasts. So you want to be careful with that. Take risks at the end of the turn when you already have an established board. 2 copies of Cerulean Skyfire. This is searchable with Opening of the Spirit Gates, and it's a pretty good control card. Like I said, this is a very control-heavy deck. This card can negate spells and traps, which is really, really good. So by having a Haman on the field, basically. Then for rounding off, never mind. 2 copies of Dimension Fusion Destruction. Not exactly the best card in the deck, but you can set up your turn 1 board just to summon an Armatile or your other monster, which is really good, because if you have them all in your hand, on your field, or in your graveyard, you can instantly summon out your Armatile, which is pretty good. You can easily turn 1 lay down an Armatile with this card. I remember once I was playtesting this, and I had a pretty bricky hand, but I did have ways of searching it and summoning out my sacred beasts or putting them in the graveyard. So I was able to consistently put out a board with an Armatile on the field because I was able to use it so well. And rounding off the spell cards, one copy at 1 for 1. I was thinking about leaving this out because this deck doesn't want a special summon its level 1 monster, but its level 1 is Chaos Phantom or Chaos Summoning Beast, so it doesn't really matter. You can just easily pop this down and attribute it, but you don't play enough monsters to supplement it, which would be the problem. But you can get rid of like a Danger Chupacabra or a Radian to activate this effect, which can be really good. So that is it for the spell cards. And then rounding off the deck for the trap cards, I play 3 copies of Awakening of the Sacred Beast. This is probably like one of the most powerful cards in the deck. This is part of your control aspect as well. So your big lockdown board is going to be 1 Fallen Paradise, 2 Sacred Beasts, usually Raviel and Haman, a Cerulean Skyfire, you're going to have a opening of the Spirit Gates, and then you're going to have this set so that you can activate it during your opponent's turn. So this card basically single-handedly makes Sacred Beasts good. So basically, this can, based off of how many Sacred Beasts you have with different names on the field, you can, each time your opponent normal or special summons a monster, gain life points equal to its attack, which is so good. Your opponent's never, if they're playing like Link Dragon, they're never going to be able to beat over you because you're going to have 1,000,000 life points. This card would definitely be really good in an Egyptian god-based deck so that you could use Ra's ability. But the problem is it's not in Egyptian gods, it's in Sacred Beasts. But then its second effect, if you have two or more, negate the activated effects of all monsters your opponent controls, which means rockets can't trigger their effects, and its activated effects of monsters. So, since most decks are monster-based, they're not going to be able to combo off, they're not going to be able to activate their negations, they're not going to be able to do anything. And the final effect is any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead, which is like a one-sided macrocosmos. This is really, really good. Plus, at the end of the turn, you can add a continuous trap from your deck to your hand, but there's no need to have more than one of these on the field. So yeah, this is broken beyond belief, and definitely a mandatory 3 in this deck. So that is it for the main deck. We actually did get an extra deck, an actually good extra deck. 3 of the Phantasm tokens for Raviel. But we actually did get a super good extra deck. 3 copies of Armatile. I love the artwork on Armatile, especially in that nice hollow. So Armatile is really powerful. It has the largest attack or one of the largest attack in the entire game. Of course, that was just beaten out by 10,000 Dragon, which had 10,000 base attack points. But during the battle phase, you can make this card's attack 10,000. Which is crazy, and it can't be destroyed by battle. So you have cards on the field like Fallen Paradise to keep this from being destroyed by card effect. Then you can summon it in defense mode, have your opponent attack into it, which it can't be destroyed by battle or card effect at that point. And then you can switch it to attack mode and then turn it to 10,000 and just destroy your opponent in the face. And then for rounding off the extra deck, we actually did get more than one extra deck card. I thought this was really, really cool. Phantasm Emperor Trilogy. When this card is special summoned, or if another monster is special summoned to your field while your opponent controls a monster, you can target one face-up card your opponent controls, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the original attack. So this can, great monster removal and burn effect. Plus, this is your going second card. If you ever come across a problem, then you can just use this to, go into some going second boards, which can really, really help you if you, like, pop one of their most powerful monsters. After summoning a Sacred Beast, you can easily swing over their entire deck. So, yeah, that's it for the deck. It's a very, very powerful deck and a great control style. Even if you don't pick up cards like There Can Only Be One, it's still amazing. You don't need floodgates in this deck. You just need the structure deck, and then you have a perfect, um, like, I wouldn't say it's very super competitive, but I'd say you'll be able to take this to locals and win pretty well with the control aspect of it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, let me know what you thought, and let me know if there's anything you would change about this. Should I add cards like Owner Seal, or should I add any of the Fiend type monsters that could help with the control style? And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you in the next Yu-Gi-Oh video. Peace, guys.